All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the ECAC Fall 2022 Halo Infinite Playoffs, the round one, the round of 16. I'm here with Magick Moonshot tonight, going to give you some Halo Infinite action. How's it going, Magick?
Hey, it's going great. So excited to be here and the first round of the playoffs. Excited for the teams that made it here. I think there were 15 teams in total. One gets that first round bye, but the
Yep.
rest of them are gonna be duking it out, starting with this matchup right here.
Yeah, that's right. So all roads have led to the playoffs right now for the ECAC. So we played 8 weeks of regular season Halo, and then all the teams with 4 wins or more have qualified to this single elimination tournament bracket. And this is the first round right here. So we've got the number 4 seed Boise State, who went 6-2 in the regular season, up against the Post University Eagles, who just finished a sweep of Ohio Northern last week to secure their playoff spot and finish at 4-4 on the season. They're coming in as the 13th seed tonight. So I know, Magick, you actually casted these teams. They played together. I think it was back in week 6.
Correct.
And any kind of tidbits from that game? How'd that go for both teams?
Yeah, I mean, it ended up as a 3-1 going to Boise State. Now, them coming in as the returning champions, not really a surprise that they took the win, but we did see a great showing from Post University in that Strongholds match. I feel like Post University, their strength is on recharge, so hoping that gets in the mix of games here tonight. But I guess a couple of real quick keys to success. If Post University is going to take down Boise State, they need to have an answer for the 2 superstars on Boise State, which is Reality and True Mortar. So you can even see them in this game already leading the way on their team, 4 kills, and that's something that Post needs to have an answer for.
Yeah, for sure. The Broncos already out to a 7, make it 8 kill advantage as True Mortar picks up another, and Ziku again on Anon. Permish gets a double kill though, and brings the Eagles back just a little bit.
So in that week 6 matchup, the one thing with Permish, what a great player, great captain of this team, but he does like to kind of fly solo, going on the flank plays. And specifically against Boise State, he got burned for it several times. So I'd love to see him like he's doing right now, falling back, shooting with his team. And you see 2 assists come through as that team fire pays off.
Yeah, dude's in a little bit of trouble, though. He's going to have to hightail it out of there and get underground here and kind of wait and regroup with his team. Permish has spawn, though. He's going to find a kill on Reality and gets Vhagar low as well. Hiding behind the box. He's going to get picked up by Mydudesa, but True Mortar gets the revenge kill. 14-8 now. Eagles kind of clawing their way back into this as Wirta finds another on Ziku here.
Now, in that week 6, I know we kind of keep going back to it, but I mean, these 2 teams have played against each other not long ago, and the first game was Live Fire Slayer. It ended up as a 50-37 win for Boise State. So right now, when we're looking at a 4 or 5 point game, we still see Post University are in that mix, but this overshield is going to be so important. Mydudesa is taken down, but you saw that killing spree coming through on the feed. I don't think that they're going to be able to do enough to win over that overshield.
Yeah, Overshield getting picked up now by Boise State. 7 kill advantage as well. True Mortar here in the back. Wirta can't quite find the shots, and Ziku going to take him down. Boise just kind of doing a really good job here, I think, of playing together. No one, I don't think hardly anyone has gotten a solo kill so far. It's always been at least 2 members of Boise finding these shots on the Eagles.
Yeah, and you can see that from their assist count as well. Of their 24 kills, if I'm doing the math correctly, it looks like maybe 8 plus 6, 17 of them have been assisted. So the vast majority of those slays have been as a result of the team fire.
Oh, but Permish has got his hands on the sniper rifle. Yes. Yep. Not going to pull it out quite yet, though. Ooh, but we got halfway to victory already for Boise as Permish does get taken down there with the sniper rifle in hand. So, now correct me if I'm wrong, Magick. I am new to casting Halo. It's not like Valorant where you die and the weapon drops on the ground, right? You die, you take your weapons with you?
No, the weapon gets dropped and usually
does,
ends
okay.
up swapping over to the other team. So you can see the sniper right there, actually, kind of answered your
Yep.
question.
Yeah, right there.
As that snipe across the middle of the map finds it marked. So right now we do see that Boise State have gained control of that sniper. And now True Mortar's going off. Look at the kill feed. He gets 1, 2. He ended up with a triple kill right there. 2 of the kills were from the sniper. The third came through with that commando.
Yeah, beautiful use there. Finding that double kill. And Eagles going to have to really play together and hit their shots. It's looking like a very similar result is coming soon from what we saw back in week 6. The Eagles tried to, they kind of pushed back a little bit after falling down initially, but Boise State has just picked it up with Reality finding 2 more on Permish and Mydudesa there. Wirta also very low. He is going to find that kill as he exits, though, with the grenade. And now coming around, Veigar sliding in. He's going to find the melee takedown. Permish gets the revenge kill, though, before he gets taken down himself. Almost twice the kills now for Boise. Mydudesa jumping in, taking that fight to True Mortar, but he's going to get bested once again.
Now, this is the example I would give there. A good player wins their 1v1s. A great player doesn't take a 1v1 is the quote. So taking that 1v1 ended up, kind of backfiring there onto Wirta as he jumped down to contest. And now we see that 20-point lead. True Mortar in Reality, kind of as expected, really leading the way in slays. 12-4 and 16-4. And Post having trouble finding an answer for those slayers.
Yeah, I think, Halo, more than almost any other, if not any other first-person shooter, is so much about team play and coordination and making sure that there's always at least two crosshairs focused on each enemy. Oh, but a nice shot there by Veigar is going to take down Anon. 3 more to go now, 2 more for Boise State, as all 4 members of the Eagles now are slain, and they have to play pretty much perfectly from this point out. It's looking like a Boise win.
Only 2 to go. It's going to be a tough, but I want to see just some momentum, right? Maybe this game is kind of in the books for Boise State, but that doesn't mean, especially in a best of 5 here, it doesn't mean that they can't build momentum heading into game 2. That first game win does come across the board, and unfortunately 50-27 is almost that doubled up scoreline, but we did see a few glimmers of hope, I think, for the Eagles.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely not, a total blowout. Certainly a comfortable win for Boise to start things off here. Take a look at the stats. They'll come in just a second here. But, yeah, I mean, I think Boise, in addition to hitting their shots, they just kind of played, I think, a little bit more together, a little bit quicker as a team. And then you're seeing this on the scoreline here. So, pretty even kill spread across the board for the Eagles. Permish slightly leading the way with 8 there, 8, 11, and 6. But True Mortar with 19 on the board for the Broncos. Incredible performance from him coming out, and only 6 deaths as well for that 14.7 KDA. So Eagles definitely need to find a way to shut him down.
Yeah, definitely plenty of credit deserved for both Reality and True Mortar. But one thing I also noted was Permish had a higher amount of assists. I believe it was 8th there, which is a great thing to see from Permish. He is generally kind of the lone wolf style player, but seeing him prioritize team fire is really something that I think is a key to success for this roster. If they're going to be able to beat Boise State, it has to be as a unified group of 4, because when you're coming up against a team with 2 all-stars, only team fire, no discredit to the Eagles lineup, but I don't think any of them can win that 1v1. They need to make sure they have the numbers or the utility. And that goes back to the power-ups, which were also in the hands of Boise State for game 1, whether that was the overshield or the sniper. We wanted to see Permish with that sniper, but it was
he had a
way
chance.
too early.
He had a chance. Unfortunately, it was not to be, though.
Yeah. And one thing we know about the Eagles is that they are strong on recharge, which is where we're headed to. The shock rifle is kind of like the sniper substitute here. It has a little bit of electric damage, but it does get a one-shot headshot, which is nice. And then we won't have overshield, but we do have active camo spawning at bottom mid. So those are going to be the power players as far as utility. Most often the sword is GA'd. I don't know if these players have decided to use or not use the sword, but something we can definitely keep an eye out for.
Meaning gentleman's agreement to not use it.
Correct. Like
yeah.
a handshake to not utilize it. So from this point, you can see that sword spawn on the right side of the screen. I don't see anyone going for it yet, but we'll just kind of keep an eye on it, see if it ends up coming into play or not.
Kills traded already, Reality and Wirta both picking up one. But yeah, I was talking to Permish before the match, and he was just kind of talking about how, you know, we really just need to play as a unit. Don't take solo fights. You know, always help. Always look to, you know, be shooting at the same target as a teammate. Yeah. And then Eagles finding, Boise finding a couple more kills though. But Mydudesa gonna find the return kill. And now this is oddball, right? So the team that controls the that's kind of skull is gonna slowly rack up points as they hold it, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a mini best of 3 within the overall series, because you see at the very bottom of the score where below the 0-0 there's a couple little dots. You need to win 2 rounds of oddball in order to take the game, and you win a round by getting 100 seconds on the clock of oddball control. Both teams right now, pretty standard strategy of controlling the map first before rushing out, because that oddball spawns out in the open. If you rush for it without map control, you're just going to get, you know, team fired, taken down. So a little bit of patience, but it does mean that the clock is another player, because on recharge specifically for oddball, the rounds can go to time.
So if they go to time, whatever team is in the lead just wins, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So when you're holding the oddball, the clock doesn't tick down. But we started at 5 minutes. We've already eaten into 1:30 before seeing that 12 seconds now on the clock here for Boise State.
Yeah, nice kill there by Permish. But 12 seconds already on the clock here for Boise. And it looks like they're going to take the ball again. They are still holding on to it now. Not sure who has it. I can't find who has it. Oh, there we go. Vagar has it in the control room here. Eagles need to try to push in and wrest control away from the Broncos here.
I like oddball and recharge. There's so many different strategies for where to hold the oddball, but this is kind of a more, I don't know, aggressive defensive position, because you don't have the option to throw the ball off of the map, which you would if you had the ball at back of C. But the reason for, I think, this decision is because True Mortar has that shock rifle. He was guarding that door up until now, and Wirta is starting to break through that hold. Unfortunately, though, Wirta is taken down. It was a good push, but they just didn't have the numbers. And now Mydudesa, being the first up, is going to have to wait for respawning players. Otherwise, he's just going to get picked off by Reality.
Yeah, he goes in early for that melee, doesn't quite land it. And yeah, Boise's just in complete control right now. Permish does find one on ZQ to open up this skirmish here. But Vagar still up here. He's going to drop the oddball and leave it up top here. Nice kill there by Permish, and he's going to score the first few points for the Eagles as he's getting this ball over here into this area where they can throw it off the map if needed. Eagles 2 dead, though. This is going to be really tough to defend. He does jump over to the sword. He's going to be taken down. He's going to fall with the ball, and that's going to respawn it in mid. Good choice there by Permish, but the Eagles only managed to get 12 seconds on the clock there.
Yeah, it's something, though, right? Breaking that 0 on the clock is definitely what they needed, but now it's all about winning the reset. And Mydudesa, what a great kill. That's going to open up opportunities. Again, waiting for the respawners to come in to play that numbers game, and they have a little bit of time. Getting the slays right now is so crucial, and unfortunately, Anonimal doesn't quite win that fight. He ends up getting the player to one shot, not cleaning it up, but maybe
2 more kills, though.
Permish.
Yeah, 2 more for the Eagles here. 2 dead on the side of Boise. They're both holed up there in that upper level, and Eagles trying to flush them out and maintain control of the ball, and it looks like Anon is going to take it. I'm trying to find him here. There he is. Does get taken down there by Reality. Eagles just having a really hard time getting control of the oddball here, despite getting the kills.
the kills are important, but the objective time is where it's at when it comes to oddball. And I do like what we're seeing from Post University, but it needs to convert into objective efficiency. And right now, the oddball is sitting on the ground being fought over. Mydudesa, the couple of cheeky little, you know, ricochet frag grenades doesn't find the mark, but if he rushes up, and he's going to find 2 players in front. Doesn't connect on the back smack. He ends up coming out with the assist. So Shock Rifle's going to drop to the floor, but now we see only 10 seconds between Boise State taking the first round, and True Mortar's double kill might just be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, 95 seconds now. They only need 5 more, and Anon was the closest member. He just falls, and that could be it. Yes, it is. And the Broncos going to take game 1 in this oddball best of 3. Yeah, that was just really scrappy, and it just felt like the whole time there were just kills going back and forth from each team. But whenever the dust settled, it was always Boise that came out on top.
Yeah, I think there was just, you know, if one more round of slays goes in the favor of Post University, they can be the winners of that first chunk of objective time that really, you know, sets the tone for the rest of the round. Unfortunately for them, it was Boise State that had that lockdown. So I'm interested to see who gets that first pickup. There's a quick touch there by Boise State, but Wirta is really not letting them get comfortable. He pushes into Whirlpool. He gets the melee, but team fired, and unfortunately, Permish is not going to be able to clean up that kill either.
Anon also getting taken down, and Boise already picking up right where they left off in game 1 with already 15 seconds on the clock here. Very important kill by Wirta, but Reality and Mortar clean up 2 more here for Boise, and Eagles going to have to regroup yet again.
Regrouping has been the story for them, and if you're looking at the scoreboard, it's that number of kills, right? We see almost every player from Boise State in double digits, and even in an objective mode, you get the slays to lock down the objective. The trade of kills is good, but we need to see almost a full team wipe from Post University for them to get any significant time on the objective control.
Yeah, or at least be able to reset it and just try to reset their positioning. Nice kill by Permish there on Mortar, but he's very low, needs to try to find cover, but he cannot. Already 53, 54 now for Boise, and Eagles still have yet to get on the board. We're starting to see, you know, the power of Boise, right? They are one of the best Halo Infinite teams in the conference, and they're really showing why this map.
Yeah, you had mentioned that their record on the season was 6-2, only being taken down by the number 1 and number 2 seed. And I think that's what you're seeing right now is why they deserve to have that number 4 or maybe even a number 3 seeding position. I don't know exactly who the number 3 seed team is, but I could see them making a run for the money.
Wirta with the active camo. Yep, finds that melee kill. And he's on the hunt again. Then he's going to find another on Veigar, and he's going to be able to throw that ball out and try to kind of reset it for the Eagles here and stop the bleeding, at least for now. But it's 85-0. The Eagles can't afford to make any more mistakes.
And I loved that that camo play from Permish, you know, prioritizing the power-up on the map and then getting some slays off of it. But at this point of the game, it's kind of a Hail Mary, right, with the 85-0. And there's another nice stick grenade, though, in that 1v1. Like, he was about to be taken down, but he had literally the Hail Mary, but it was a plasma grenade.
Yeah. So both teams still trying to wrest control of the oddball. Oh, Dude's not looking in the right direction. Gets taken down by Ziku. And Boise now with control of the ball. Anon, though, is heading up here. He's going to be able to retake control of the ball for the Eagles, but as they are going to score their first few points. But how long can he maintain this? Oh, Dude's gets taken down. That's pretty big. And now Anon in a bit of trouble. He's going to toss the ball out mid. And hopefully that will allow the Post University Eagles to just kind of watch the oddball there and stall for time until teammates can respawn. But Reality finds another on Permish there.
No, I respect Permish's patience. They're kind of locking down long haul, but he actually ended up being shot from 2 different sides. The shock rifle in the end was what took him down.
Oh, nice grenade from Anon, though.
What a great, what a perfect little bounce on that one.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
And it looks like Shock Rifle's changed hands. Now, now it's Reality at the top of Attic, but Permish takes down that, priority target. Shock Rifle sits on the ground. Wirta now has a chance to move for it with a commando play. That was beautifully executed.
Nice job from Wirta there, finding the melee kill, and the Eagles still in it here. Boise still needs to score 10 more points, get 10 more seconds with that ball, but the Eagles are holding strong here.
Still got plenty of time on the clock, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Wirta now trying to hold some map control. Seeing really good things from both Wirta and Permish in this game, including this takedown where Wirta stops that rush. But who on their team can grab the objective? Possibly Mydudesa could rotate to the grapple, use the grapple to grab the oddball and pull it up to safety, but he has to win this 1v1 first. He has True Mortar on the run. He has it down to a one shot. The assist hasn't come through yet, but we know that True Mortar is weak. There's the assist and a kill. Mydudesa said, "You were talking about my teammates. What about me? This is my time."
Beautiful play from Mydudesa there, finding 1.5 kills, and make it 2.5. And the Eagles now with control once again of the ball. Wirta holding it this time, and it looks like they're going to be able to actually set up a little bit of a defense this time and actually get a few seconds on the clock.
I love this hold from them, and like you said, they need to play almost
Zico
perfect here because giving up one hold could be a GG's, and unfortunately,
nice toss.
No, all 4 players are
that's
going
a team wipe.
down. I think
that's going to be it. Yeah, Boise just closing their fangs around the Eagles there and killing all 4 kills at once, and in Valorant we call that an ace, or team ace, as it were.
Yes.
And Boise is going to take map 2 and put the Eagles in down 0-2 in the series overall in a reverse sweep situation. You think they can pull it off, Magick?
I mean, game number 3 is where they got the win in the previous matchup against Boise State, so I'd love to see that happen, although I would have thought that Recharge was really their chance, right? An objective mode on Recharge has been traditionally strong for Post University, so I feel like that last game hits even a little bit harder than game number 1, but they're not out of this yet. They got a lot of fight left in them for game 3.
Yeah, for sure. It's just so hard to maintain control of the map when you look at that kill disparity. 28 kills for Reality, 22 for Mortar. Not even close for the Eagles. Permish the most there at 15. Barely beating Zico, who was the lowest, who was the bottom frag for Boise State that map. And yeah, it's just going to be really tough for Post going down 0-2 that hard and that early. But heading to map 3 here. What do you think the Eagles can do differently here to try to kind of turn this one around, keep their season alive?
Leading into this series, I would have said play patient and team fire, and I'm seeing glimpses of both of those things. So I think now it comes down to that power-up control. I really feel like that's the piece that they're missing. You saw a moment there with Permish with the camo getting a double kill to break the hold that Boise State had. That was epic, but we need more of that, chaining them together. The shock rifle was a huge problem for Post University. So whatever those power weapons are, if we are coming back to strongholds here on Recharge, I want to see them lock down that shock rifle and put it to work.
Yeah, excellent point. So this is strongholds, which is 3 control points, right, that your team has to basically capture by standing in it.
Yeah, so there's 3 zones, and when you have 2 of the zones, you are going to be adding points at 1 per second. If you have all 3 zones, which is called a total control, then you do double. You get 2 points per second. So there's definitely options here. Right now, starting out the gates, obviously 1 zone per team. You would think the initial fight would go for B, but sometimes you'll see a flank play and trying to steal the other team's spawn point.
But already a triple kill for Boise off the rip here. Anonimal gets taken down by Vagar as well, and that's going to be very early control here for Boise as they take A and B.
Okay, so you asked what was another key for Post University right there. Unfortunately, I'm slightly calling out Anonimal, but only because I see an opportunity for them to do better. When you're 3 down, you're the last player alive. You got to play your life there. Don't push a fight. You know you're going to be running into a full team. Better to fall back, wait for your teammates to respawn and regroup, and don't give them that last kill.
Yeah, very true, because now your respawns are staggered, and Reality just popping off right now. Already 3 kills for him and Vagar for Boise, and they are just pressing the boot down on the Eagles right now and asserting their dominance. Already 43 and counting to 0. Eagles have, luckily for them, been able to hold on to C so far and prevent the triple cap, but I feel like at this point it's only a matter of time. Eagles have only gotten 2 kills so far.
Well, if there's one mode that has comeback potential, it is Strongholds because of that point system. So it's never over till it's over. I've seen 100-point leads decimated. I've seen 150-point leads decimated. So there's always time for the comeback, especially as it concerns Strongholds. And Wirta opening up that door right there. Double kill on the board. Now is where they capitalize. They need another capture off of that double.
Yep, Anon heading in here, close onto Ziku, finds the kill with the melee, just barely there, and that could potentially open the door for the Eagles to capture an objective. Looks like Mydudesa and Anon heading over onto B. Let's see if the capture goes through. Oh, Reality says not so fast. Almost captures the point, but Reality comes in there and saves it at the last second. Does eventually get taken down there by Permish. Mydudesa now trying to capture the point. And he is going to do so. B and C now held by the Eagles, and they're going to start to score here. But, yeah, pretty big 99-point lead already for Boise.
Yeah, B capture is huge, though, because it is out in the open, right, where the oddball spawn is as well. It's a little bit easier to defend if they can just lock it down. I don't want to see them pushing for a triple cap. Hold the 2 zones that you have.
Yeah.
Permish, no, I just said don't go for the triple cap. I'm kidding. He's on that flank play. This is what Permish has been doing all season. And if he gets these shots onto the players at B, it can be huge. He got true mortar weakened. Mydudesa does not finish off that kill, though. And now Permish is left alone in a potential 1v2.
Yep, and he does get taken down. Wirta comes up and he falls as well, trying to help out his teammate. You're seeing, like you said earlier, glimmers and glimpses of what what you really want to see in high-level Halo, and it just feels like they're just a little bit slower than Boise at doing basically the same thing, right? Like you saw Permish coming up the stairs there, he falls, and then Wirta just kind of right behind him, and he falls as well. So they have the right ideas. It's just the execution is just a little bit off here.
Yeah, some of it is the slower pace, and I feel like some of it is also just incomplete plays, right? Like, they'll get that double kill. Wirta, for example, had a double kill that led to that B break, but they weren't able to, like, continue the snowball effect, whereas on the side of Boise State, as soon as they get that first opening kill, you're most often seeing them add onto it into a full team wipe, so it's more of a complete play.
Yeah, and Boise, even though I think they probably could, they're actually playing pretty conservative here and not going for that triple cap and just holding really strong A and B here. But Vagar with another nice one there on Anon, and yeah, Eagles are going to have to pick it up really, really fast here.
It's going to be a problem. I think the opening here is for Permish to divert and prioritize that camo. But with 2 players at that top A door, he's not even going to have an option. Now Anonimal is rotating over. He has great damage out. Mydudesa is coming on the flank, but see how they didn't time that attack to be hitting at the same time? Mydudesa gets there a couple seconds late, and that means that Wirta's already dead, and now Mydudesa is in a 1v2.
Yep, exactly what we were talking about earlier. The timing is just a little bit off. Wirta coming in here does get the assist kill on with the help of Permish that time. But it just feels like it's too little too late at this point. 215 to 24 now. Lands that stick grenade. Oh, no, it didn't actually land it.
I thought it might have caught his foot.
I did too. Very close. But yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a wash in just a few more seconds. Permish falls again. And you can kind of feel the hope slipping away at this point.
Yeah, it's starting to become desperate at this stage, and add insult to injury, True Mortar is across the map on Attic side with the shock rifle. So as they try to approach top A, he's lasering them across the map, and now the clock is ticking down. 249, 250. That's gonna be the 3-0 sweep, and Boise State starting off the playoffs with an exclamation point.
Absolutely,
hoping that this will carry them through the future rounds.
Commanding victory there for Boise. Definitely showing why they're one of the top teams in the division for sure. I mean, just look at the scoreboard here. Incredible stuff. just 14 kills from Mortar, 13 from Ziku, and 10 from Reality. They were always playing as a team. They were not trying to go for hero plays. They were not trying to go for flanks. They were not trying to go for the triple cap. They were just playing a really solid team-based Halo. And I mean, you see it in the you don't really see it in the KDA, but you see it in the score, right? 250 to 24. That's a very significant victory, and they just grabbed a hold of 2 points and just never let go.
Yeah, and you had mentioned this in game number 1, the assist count as well. It kind of was lacking there from Post University, and some of that's looking at the scoreboard, realizing you're in trouble, and you kind of desperate those plays where you end up overextending against, outnumbered opposition, and that is where the assists are coming in huge for Boise State, and maybe an area of improvement for Post University as that's it for this season, but they've had a good start. They made it to playoffs. They're up against one of the best teams in the league right here. Not really a surprising outcome, and hopefully, both teams just continue to improve from here.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure, Magic. Thank you for kind of walking me through my first Halo Infinite cast. I think I can maybe add another game to my repertoire, or at least I hope I can.
Yeah, please do. We need more Halo.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for the Post University Eagles Halo Infinite season in fall 2022. They do make top 15 in the ECAC, but sadly fall in round 1 to Boise. But we will be back in the spring. Magic, I hope you'll be able to join us again for our next season. It'll be starting around the end of January, early February, and it'll be the same format, 8 weeks long, and then for all teams with 4 or more wins qualify for the playoffs single elimination tournament.
No, I love it. I think the format makes sense. I'd love to see the variety of opposition and also just like the growth throughout the season, specifically on the side of Post University as we kind of followed their journey throughout this fall season.
Yep, I love it. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe we have all 4 starters that will be returning in the spring. So hopefully we'll be able to make a little bit deeper playoff run next season. But until then, Magic, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Everyone, thank you for supporting the Halo team this season, and we hope that you'll catch us in the next season as well. So we actually have a lot of matches the rest of this week, though. So tomorrow night, we have our Madden games versus Lycoming and Muskingum University. That's at 8 p.m. tomorrow. That's going to be on the main channel right here, twitch.tv/PostU Esports, starting at 8 o'clock. I'm going to be shoutcasting with my boy Slap Donuts for that one. So we're going to be trying to do a simulcast and get both games going at the same time and kind of toggle back and forth. And then Friday, we'll have 3 of our players are still in the NECC Smash Ultimate singles bracket. Those matches will be off stream, though, but if you'd like to come and cheer them on, we'll be in the Esports Lab upstairs in Drubner. And then Saturday, we'll have the Smash Purple team will be taking on the Providence College Friars at 5 p.m., unless there's a reschedule. And then Rocket League and Valorant will also be playing, but we don't know their opponents yet. Rocket League will also be at 5 o'clock, and Valorant will be at 8. And then on Sunday, if any of those teams win, they'll advance to Sunday, where Smash and Rocket League will play again at 5, Valorant again at 8. And Madden, if they win tomorrow night, will play again Sunday at 8, as well as 2K. Our NBA 2K players both got buys into the second round, so their first playoff games will be Sunday at 8 o'clock. Whew, I feel like I just said a lot of words.
You need a breath. That's a lot going on this weekend, and that's exciting, right? To see so many players, both individually and then also teams, in those playoffs, and hoping that they can further their runs in a variety of titles.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure to tune in for those. Until then, thank you so much for watching, everyone. You all have a great night.